Welcome back to Bangkok. I'm sure many travellers will have missed the city, including its familiar haunts, shopping centres and night bazaars. But so many things have popped up while you were gone, so let's check it out.
Fancy some fresh eggs and salad for breakfast? Sansiri Backyard Farm is an organic farm in the heart of Bangkok that is a popular weekend spot for city dwellers. Here they can get close to nature, pick vegetables and feed chickens without travelling too far. Located in the On Nut neighbourhood, a mainly residential area, visitors can learn more about the origins of produce as they interact with the farm and gardens. There's a chicken coop, a duck pond, and even a sheep pen to keep the children busy. Entry is free and activities cost between 40 to 100 baht. This is also a great place to pick up fresh fruit and leafy greens, all without that plastic packaging. You can also pick some eggs from the chicken coop, but be warned that if you're wearing open-toe shoes like I did, the chickens can get a little too curious for comfort. There's also a cafe and a little shop where you can purchase farm products. Our next stop is a hidden gem, and not many people will believe that there's such lush greenery so near the city. Hop on a 5-minute boat ride from the Klong Toi Pier, and you will find yourself in a very different environment. It costs just 10 baht each way, and you can get on any boat waiting at the dock. I travelled by a small wooden boat to the island, and took the ferry on the way back. The boats run about every 10 minutes all day until 8 PM. You will be dropped off in front of a bicycle rental shop. Bicycle to rent for 80 baht, give it a little test ride, and off you go.
So we are here in Krachao, which is actually on the outskirts of Bangkok. It's in the Samut Prakan province. So as you can see, there's lots of nature and greenery, and the cicadas are competing with me. It's really nice. I've been cycling around the island and you get to see all these rustic looking houses. There are lots of little cafes, little coffee places to stop for lunch or just for a drink.
There are main roads with bike lanes, but if you're feeling adventurous, you can cycle through narrow alleys and past rustic homes, where you can glimpse a very different pace of life. Part of the fun is getting lost when exploring the temples and parks on the island. I suggest visiting Krachao on the weekend, as that's when the floating market is open. When you've had enough vitamin D, you can head back to the city to check out Bangkok's hippest area, Charoenkrung.
So we are here in the Charoenkrung district, which is actually one of the oldest districts in Bangkok. It runs alongside the Chao Phraya River. It's actually 150 years old, and many of the shops here are antique shops or maybe olden day restaurants. But recently there's been a lot of buzz here because there's a lot of new restaurants, bars and even hip trendy cafes that have opened up.
First stop is Prachak Roasted Duck, which has been roasting ducks for over 100 years. This legendary restaurant has seen 4 generations of owners. They do not allow dining in at the moment, but I tried their mixed platter, which cost 160 baht. The meat is juicy, well seasoned, and goes great with the sauce. This is known as the Arts District for good reason. There are many art galleries dotted throughout the area, and many ongoing exhibitions to experience. And as you can see, street art is everywhere. If the weather is too hot, try a fish sauce and caramel ice cream from Japanese Thai store Yora BKK. It's like salted caramel with a kick of umami, and I'm already planning to go back for more. Next is time to head towards the BTS, because we're heading to one of Bangkok's newest green spaces, Benjakitti Forest Park. Located in the heart of the city, the Wetland Park, which opened in December 2021, is a great place to admire the sunset and enjoy the breeze. The skywalk cuts through the park and offers great views of the sunset and surrounding mangrove trees. No wonder it's so crowded. Well, it's dinner time, and the place we're heading to combines the old and new elements of this bustling city. Let's head to Aksorn. Located on the 5th floor of a red brick shophouse, Aksorn received its first Michelin star in 2021, just 1 year after opening. Its menu draws from old, semi-forgotten Thai recipes, scoured from decades-old cookbooks. Many of the dishes are rare and unusual by today's standards. Chef David Thompson was also inspired by the building's previous life as a bookstore.
The store opened in 1950, end of 49-50, and downstairs was a bookshop. And as I was walking through, the idea began to germinate and finally reached fruition by the time we reached the 5th floor, where Aksorn is, and it screamed out to me saying we should be using books from the 1950s. And so I decided to use some of the collection of my books from that era, from the 50s, 60s and early 70s, and just perusing, browsing and thumbing through them. And I do the same with these old recipes and put them on the menu at Aksorn and change the menu often, change the cookbooks often in order to just taste some of that past.
When I visited the restaurant, the tasting menu featured all sorts of unusual Thai dishes and desserts. And the open kitchen allows diners to get up close to the theatre of food preparation. One dish that stood out was the crab with fresh rice vermicelli, coconut and chili, doused in green bean sauce. One of the best dishes I've ever eaten. If you want to try Aksorn, remember to book online in advance so that the kitchen can adjust the menu to your needs. No Bangkok experience is complete without visiting a night market. Let's head over to one of the newer ones. Many people were upset when the popular Ratchada train night market, also known as Talat Rothfai, announced its temporary closure. However, the new Jodd Fairs night market, with similar vendors, has popped up just behind Central Plaza Grand Rama 9. Expect to find everything from clothes, handicrafts, knickknacks, and of course, food. Snack on crispy Thai crepes, also known as kanong buang. They are filled with either savoury shrimp toppings or a sweet egg filling. Or try something more adventurous, like kung tan, which is live shrimp mixed with spices and eaten raw. The taste predominantly comes from the spices, and there's a lot of crunching from the shells. Not something you eat for flavour, I suppose. Jodd Fairs Night Market is open every day from 11 AM to midnight. With a return to travel and a wealth of new experiences to try, Bangkok is back.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos.